A user or a group can have a prefix and a suffix. Chat Manager will allow you to design where they come, like around the name when you use it in chat. So that's useful for chat. So say we have a prefix. Yeah, like that. Place those. And the admin will be very... Oh, admin? Is that you? Very originally called admin. This will be very white and plain. So let's add some colors to that. If you want to know all the colors possible and what their code is, you can Google Minecraft server protocol, classic server protocol, and then all the way on the bottom you will find all possible chat colors with their codes. You can also use some other stuff like bold letters, strike through letters, underlined letters. You can put stuff in italics, and if you want to like make sure that everything afterwards isn't also in italics, you can reset the formatting code thereafter as well. So let's have our admin in the very so classic red color. Go with a light red or maybe dark red. What do I feel like? Light? Light is usually more visible. And let's also make it over the top bold with L. Okay. Do we want the brackets to be in that color? No, not really. So let's make them white again and not bold. Okay. Now let's do the same for the guest, but slightly less majestic. Oh. So, or guest. Ha! See, I already call him a guest. They're first. Ermagard. Whatever. Give them a delightful pink coloring. Because pink. Okay. So that will have made their chat a lot more interesting already. Oh yeah, why not demonstrate suffixes as well while we're at it. Let's say a particular suffix being this is a suffix. Brackets don't actually have to be there. We just tend to use them a lot to make sure that's a suffix or prefix, but it's not necessary. It can be like pretty much anything, just a star or a certain symbol or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can also set worlds to inherit from a different world. That will already start complicating things quite a lot. Personally, I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you have like two worlds that are pretty much the same and don't want to have exact copies for permissions set up. Pretty much, that's the only reason I would use this. Otherwise, I would suggest you have a specific set of permissions per world, and that will of course obviously make more permissions, make the file larger, make it slightly less easy to manage, but it will be a lot more stable in the end, and you won't like get confused over this. Pretty much. Inheriting from worlds seems like a very confusing thing to do, so I just don't recommend it at all. Okay, that's pretty much permission setup. Now let's quickly do ranking. How PEX works, it has rank letters, pretty much. You can have as many letters as you want, many systems as you want. On YouCraft we just have one letter, which goes from worker to Dragon Rider Plus. Actually, Dragon Rider Plus is not part of the letter. It goes from worker to Dragon Rider, and then Dragon Rider Plus can be bought separately afterwards. So that's still a different thing. It's not part of the letter. It's also good way to demonstrate it. So that's where this options things comes in. Here they try to, in the wiki, they try to explain it with a major sheriff, citizen, recruit of a particular city, and then you have, say, several cities, and you don't want the sheriffs of one city to affect the other city, pretty much. So what you can do is let them join a particular city, in this case, put a user in that ranking ladder, and then you can promote them. Say the major can promote anyone in his own city, and you can promote that person on its own ladder. Hope that sort of makes sense. Here you can like see the permission node that you would use for it. That would, like, say the admin can promote people in city A, for example. Yeah. So that way you can keep two separate rank letters separated because they're separate, and you can keep them separated as much as you want. Where can this be useful? In the example case, with if you have specific cities and you want to give some sort of elevated commands to a certain amount of people within that city, make it more self-contained, you can use it like that. Or say you're very generous admin and you want to sort of almost sacrifice an entire part of your own server to someone else, give them like a world to work in, all for their own, and you can designate a ranking system for that particular world that's completely separated from everything else you have, so that they can't affect each other. So that's pretty much why you would want to use the ranking. Ranking usually goes pairs with a number. Yeah, the number is doesn't really matter much. Why don't you want to just use 1 to 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all that? Why isn't that useful? Say you want to add a rank in the middle of the list, then you'll have to change every single number after that particular rank that you want to place into the list. A better way to do it is to use the example and go with, say, numbers like from 100, 200, 300. If you want to add a rank later on, you can always just use 150, and it's in between the two ranks, and that will save you a lot of editing time. Okay, that's pretty much that covered. What's all this about? Advanced missions. Yeah, that seems sort of already what we handled. What's so advanced about this? Inheritance tree? Yeah, I know. Isn't this like basic? Advanced, people. Oh yeah, this is what it will look like eventually after YML parsing. But you want your file always to look sort of like this. And it will grow big if you have a lot. Trust me, it will. So that sort of covers that. Thinking of something else to say about this, because I'm positive I forgot something. Yeah, let's give it a parse. Now, before you want to save anything or reload or load anything that you've done in a config like that, usually in a regular config you won't be changing that much or adding anything, and you would be just changing values like, say, true or false, or any sort of numerical value. Here we are really like adding all sorts of stuff, and one mistake will screw up everything up. It will no longer work. So you want to Google YAML Parser, first link, and this will translate this kind of text to this kind of text. So let's copy this, paste it, and bang, nothing is wrong. Excellent, we own. Now say, for example, let's undo our replace by space thingy and put a tab now. You'll also see, you will immediately see that Notepad++ recognizes this as like, hey dude, are you certain about this stuff? But say we are colorblind and had no idea that that had a different color, and we would paste it now, it would give an error and say like, dude, what is this? What is this symbol? What is this? I don't know this. And we'll give you the line and the column. So let's go to line 5, column 1, this. And then you will be like, I don't see anything wrong with this. Until you do this, and then you see like, oh my god, it's a tab. It's an actual tab symbol. We cannot have this replaced by space. Boom. Copy it again. Oh, copy it again. Good way to just select everything is Ctrl A, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. And everything is parsed. Save. Oh my god, we saved it. So yeah, YAML Parser. That's a Lord tip right there. Not sure at which number of tips we are, and maybe actually like putting spaces instead of tabs is also a tip. I will have put up the like thingy tip, that number, when it is relevant. Don't worry, it will be in the description. As usual. Man, this video is going to require some editing, but not as heavily as port forwarding. Jesus Christ, I've had to edit so many IP addresses there. It was not funny. Okay, that's about it for the permissions for now. Let's jump back into our PermissionsEX packs. Modify world. Did we already look at modify world? I don't think so. Let's open this up. What do you find in modify world? You can restrict people from having items in their inventory. You can inform players whenever permissions are changed. You can put up some sort of whitelisting system, like prevent certain groups from joining the server. Restrict dropping of certain items. Checking whenever an item is used if that person is allowed to do it. You can like really modify world is a very useful plugin if you want to restrict people from using stuff in particular worlds. It's pretty much the only thing you want to use it for. And then you have a whole bunch of messages that will be told to the player in chat whenever it tries to do anything. Your mouth is too dry. Great. Okay, so that's about modify world. Let's jump quickly over chat manager as well. What's that? Let's enable it to begin with. Okay, so range mode is if you enable that, then the player has to be within a particular range to, I'm not sure if to hear the chat or to see the prefix stuff. I think it's actually even hearing the chat. We don't use that, so I'm like no real expert on what it really does. I suppose you can easily look it up in the wiki. Why not do so? Yeah, it can be heard. So if you enable ranged mode, then people who are really far away from you will not see your text messages in chat. This can be useful for some sort of RPG servers, maybe. Very more like it enhances the realism away, but in my opinion, it just hinders communication in general, and is hence not that useful. So I suggest you turn it off unless you have a really good reason to turn it on, pretty much. Okay. Message format, global message format, yeah. What's the difference between those two? What's default and message format for global messages? Global messages will most likely just have a specific color, I think. Not entirely sure. The E suggests as such. So this will format your messages in chat. So instead of just having player name and then your message, you will now have your prefix, your player name, your suffix, and then the message. But you can change this around as much as you want. For example, you can put the suffix and paste it in front of the prefix. I think we even do that on YouCraft, and this is really confusing now. If the suffix is all over the place, if you have an understanding of Latin, then you'll probably be like, what the hell are you doing, man? This is not correct. Put that suffix back there. So now the format has been changed. So let's close that, save that. You could YML parse that, but we didn't really add any lines, so that's not useful. It will most likely still be correct. Now let's see at the changes made and at some commands possible in game. Oh, we got an error. Look at that. Useful. PermissionsEX just gave an error. Why is that? Process cannot access the file because it's being used by another process. Is it? Is Notepad using it? Don't think so. Is anything else using it? Yes, it is. Dang you, OpenOffice. I did not intend to open it with OpenOffice, yet I did. So let's turn that back off again. Don't have your stuff open in OpenOffice. Like, really? Why? Alright, so that has been some debugging with Lord V-Man right there. Don't have your configs open in OpenOffice when you can't even open it in OpenOffice. It will cause some weird stuff to happen. So it has been loaded up. Now let's load the test bin. I died because yes. Let's see in chat. Boom. G. This formatting is horrible. In any case, you immediately notice the prefix that has been added to the player. If you do specs. Are we OP? Am I OP? No, not G. Yeah, specs. I can't do that. Weird. Yeah, I don't have enough permissions. Thought so. Okay. Wait, what? You do not have permission to do so. What is this madness? Cannot even look at my own permissions? Alright, apparently there's a permission to look at your own permissions that is not default OP. So it's probably here somewhere. Look it up. We'll do it in the console then. There we go. So, what is Lord V-Man? Lord V-Man is a member of the first rank. He has permissions, and you can also see from which rank it's inherited. Modify world and nothing about buckets. I'll give Lord V-Man a bucket. I gave him some bucket. Is he still up? Or am I still up? I don't know, I'm talking about myself in third person. Alright, oh yeah, obviously you can't see that. Because it's on a different screen. Can't can't do much with a bucket when there is no water around. Oh my god, this is so silly. Ice. Don't fly too long, or we will get kicked. Because I don't think I have that enabled. Alright. Don't worry, I got this. This is sort of confusing me. I shouldn't be able to do anything with buckets. I'm no longer opt. Debugging with Lord V-Man. This is what happens when you have to do this stuff in a rushed way. Stop bugging me! Oh my god. Yes, this is a server tutorial guide. What do you think this is? How long have you actually been going already? I think way over time. Okay. Oh my god, dude! Like, just dude, no. Leave me alone. I'm in shot. Eee! Okay. Right. What's up with my buckets? Why can I use them or not? Maybe I have to. Where's my firewall? Did I type it incorrectly? Because that's usually when it doesn't work. A great example of not working is typing incorrectly. Let's show something else. And text what? Oh, oops. Okay, now we have the. Why is my screen flickering like that? Man, it's annoying. I'm not sure if you can see that in the recording. Anyway, a particular permission or command to add something to a certain group. So /packs group first, like just the name of the group, add, and then the name of the permission. Yeah, this actually did work. So I've disabled chat now for people who first join, which is something you don't want to use. So whenever I type anything in chat, it will not pop up. I have been denied it. Apparently, I do not get the message of my lips are too dry. Maybe I have to enable that in modifier world, most likely though. So yeah, let's filter from this now. So that's sort of how you add permission. Now let's add a user to a different group. Say we're going to make us admin now, because why not? Now you have two possibilities. You can, or actually three. You can set, you can add, or you can remove. If you set, you will make sure that this user only has that group. All other groups will be removed, it will be just that group. If you add, you can add a group to it. Adding a group is useful when you still want to maintain your ranking system, but you still want your moderators to be able to do something. Like, if you want to have moderators, it's useful to add a moderator group instead of setting them to a moderator group, because then they will still be able to rank normally, and it's more fun that way. So we have set Lord Veman now to be able to in the admin group now. Now let's make admin totally OP. I can talk again. And as you can see, the formatting of the name has also worked. We now have this is a suffix, no longer being behind the name but in front of the name, and admin all bold and in red, and then the name itself. Now I'm sort of not really pleased about these brackets and the lack of spacing and all that stuff. So let's go back into plugins, chat manager, open up the config, and I suppose add some spaces. Is that what we're supposed to do? Just add spaces. Oh no. Maybe these spaces won't matter much. Maybe you want to add spaces instead in the yes, no, not here, here, the permissions itself. As you can see, this changed now as well in game, because we added stuff. And oh yeah, there's a users tab as well, with myself being in it, and I'm of the admin group. So let's add some spacing, add a color afterwards, being for whatever. One, screw colorings. I'm not really interested anymore. Let's close that up. Thinking about it, I probably want to put a color here then, just in case. Okay. Oh dear God. I cannot start any token. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay. Oh, reload it. Yes. Oh, it put it back. Damn you, plugin. Man, this video is going to be weird as fuck. Wonder about this though. Yeah, we now have some more spacing, as you can see. This F made sure that this G was still white. Spacing has been added to the names as well in the permissions, just because we did so. The color that we added, the reloaded, yes. The color that we added here for is the red of the name. I'm not pleased with this though. Can't really like disable that. Surely it is possible. Ah, of course, of course. Instead of those weirdo brackets, we're going to put these things. Save. Reloading, that's actually a bad thing to do. What? What's wrong? Oh my God. You still don't like it? Sound anchor. When something is wrong like that, what do we do, kids? We parse that shit. Yeah. Okay, apparently the brackets have to be on the outside. Well, not really brackets. So yeah, let's copy this over. Paste. Save. See, it's a good tip. Use a parser, because I just gave, this was all obviously intended for me to fail like that. And now we got rid of the annoying bird beaks. And instead got some text now. Oh, there's two spacings there because space. So chat manager will make sure that your chat is formatted as it should, or in a nice, colorful, and meaningful manner at least. How long has this recording been going on? For an hour. Great, let's cut it. I know this probably wasn't the best explanation of text, but it's kind of a big plugin, a really important one, so you should really be careful when working with that and make sure that you completely understand it. Their wiki, on their own wiki on GitHub, is really good, really useful if you just like read through it and make sure you follow whatever they say that you should do in a particular situation. Then you'll most likely be fine. If you still have any more questions concerning permissions, because I can imagine that some particular cases and situations haven't really been made clear by me by my current explanation, I will be more than happy to help you out. Either just like leave a comment, even though it is most likely that I will not see the comments immediately. Another possibility is just to ask me fairly directly, either on the server or in TeamSpeak, where I will most likely be residing. Just join the server. Dang it. YouCraftServer.ericgames.net is the IP. You will most likely be able to find myself or another admin who might know about it all to help you out, because you know it's all about you in YouCraft server. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Still getting used to doing tutorials, so please forgive my noobiness and my lack of explanatory skills. But I hope you enjoyed it in any case. So thanks for watching. Next time we'll probably be doing essentials, either that or World Guard. Look, I'm going to do the important plugins first, and then we'll see where we end up. Still loads to tell you about servers. I doubt I will have enough time in any case. So yeah, stay tuned for more content. There is surely more to come. See ya. Peace.